Become a member and support the channel. Old World Tactics, Battle Reports, the 2 Plus Podcast.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the 2 Plus Podcast. I am Paddy. Tonight with me is Alex, and tonight we are going to run through an upcoming tournament that we're running in Sydney. That is a warm-up event for the Old Hammer, the next installment of the Old Hammer series that we're going to, Old Hammer 6, 2 Plus number 4. So we are borrowing the hard work of the Western Sydney Wargamers, who have created a really great pack, which we'll have a quick look at in a second, and running a smaller 12-man event out in Western Sydney. And we've got the lists, and we're going to try something different today and do a bit of a tier list. So we're going to group them in top 4, middle 4, bottom 4 in our completely subjective opinion. So hopefully we don't hurt anyone's feelings, but I don't think I'm going to be near the top. Anyway, I'll try not to get myself near the top. But Alex, thanks again for being here again. How are you? How are you gearing up for the tournament?
Yeah, good. Looking forward to it. We got all the stuff painted. I'm not at home at the moment. It's all sitting in the lounge room of my Airbnb place, so should be ready to go.
Yeah, I was making some homemade terrain so the lovely 12 players can experience the majesty that is my handmade foam and $3 craft painted terrain, which we'll see some photos of in the wash up, I'm sure. But let's get stuck into it, because there are 12 lists that we need to review, and generally we were both taken by how we were, we'll get to them in a second, but there's a tag that we saw in our Discord. If you want to join that, join for free. It's in the link of the description of this video. But there's the reputation that we play hard lists but are nice, and we kind of liked that. The people that are coming seem to be of the same vein. The lists are competitive without being top 1% lists. They are hard lists though, but I think, to not ring out a cliche, I think you will have a good time even if you lose to these lists, because the people that are coming are really good too. But first, we should thank our major sponsor, which is Pandemwargaming. There is a link in the description of this video if you'd like to pick up some terrain or some bases, adapters, and the like. Jeff, who we know locally, does some great work there. Please click that link in the description. We get a little kickback, so that's awesome. But Jeff really makes some quality stuff. No resin, high quality plastic stuff. And all my movement trays, I think, in the last couple batches that I've ordered it from him. You've got some terrain, Alex. I've got some terrain. It's really quality stuff. So if you are interested, check him out. And also, we'd like to shout out our 2 Plus supporters, who are our paid supporters on Patreon and YouTube members, which have got 2 new ones today. They are down the bottom right there. Not Matt and Anthony Cruz. Join the OG crew of Ghost, Silver Dave, Sick, Pandemwargaming, Gomo, Catro, Joshua, Dan Mako, Nathan Carey, Adam Cesperez. Thank you, guys. All 12 of you. It's really making a big difference. Alex and I are both in line to upgrade our microphones in the next couple of weeks, so you'll see that and other improvements to our content over the coming weeks and months, thanks to the support of these guys. And they keep helping us stay motivated to drive out this content, which hopefully you're liking. But speaking of, why don't we get stuck into it? Because, as I mentioned, and if you've watched this channel over the last 9 months, we are frequenters of the Old Hammer series, which is in Sydney, latest installment in the 27th of September. There are 40 players. It's sold out within about 24 hours, I think, within a day, which is an incredible achievement by the guys. They run really great tournaments at Blacktown RSL, very comfortable, great terrain that they make, print, and paint, and great boards, great people, and a very high quality, you'd say, of Warhammer. But Alex, you're across this pack. This is our first experience of tournament play since 1.5 has come out. What are the key things you think are in this army selection section in particular that would be taken into account for list building?
I suppose it's combined arms and grand melee together. So that's pretty... I think most places are doing that, but they've added, just on the screen in the small print, mounts or multiple unit categories count toward the smaller pool. So I think we're looking at 0-2 rare. So for example, that would affect something like a Sky Lantern for the millionaires who bought more than 2 of those in Australia. But could apply to some other things as well, like monstrous mounts. So that's probably the catch if you're not used to playing that. And Renegade, of course, which you're big fans of. People have watched in record numbers, which was great. Thanks the interview we did with Val. And I think it does change a little bit. Like if you're playing in a place where there are no Renegade rules for some of those armies, they're borderline unplayable. And I think they... Even though there wasn't a huge uptick at Oldhammer in those numbers, we do have the world's #1 demon player in our midst, undefeated still, and other people who are playing Lizardmen bravely, Chaos Dwarfs tonight, and we'll probably get to that later on.
Yeah, shout out Ghost, who you just saw in our patrons, Alex from Old World Behemoths, 6-0, Demons player. Unfortunately, not going to be there this Sunday, but he will be there at Oldhammer. The 25% for a single character or unit it kind of takes the top off the heaviest dragons. Otherwise, it's pretty easy to play around this kind of stuff. Not a lot of people are doing more than 1 level 4 at the moment with the reduced power of magic. So I don't think you see that much of an impact on this building there. I do think this limit to how many you can take does affect list building, particularly in the skew side of things, which isn't the majority of lists, I'd say, at Oldhammer. But what we are also copying are the objectives. We're not going to do deep dives here, but just so we can take this into perspective when we're going through the lists, some of this has played a part for sure. These are tweaks to the match play guide, so a chance encounter, but their take on it, essentially. This is running domination, I believe, as well. Closest unit strength 10 that within 6 of this controls the special feature, and you get 2 battle points, which is 500 kill points in the objective, in the scenario, and then 2 bonus points for controlling more zones than your opponent at the end of the game. So that's 4 bonus points up for grabs based on unit strength for domination and core unit strength for holding the objective. So that is 1,000 kill points up for grabs, which is something we really liked.
Just to check that one, it's if you deploy, you roll off on B1, just say you win the roll, you deploy in A1, the other player has to deploy in B1?
Correct, yeah. So whoever wins gets to pick picks any of these, I believe, and your opponent has to deploy in the opposite one, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to look that up, but I'm pretty sure
not A1, A2, A1, B1.
Yeah, so if I win the roll-off and I pick B1, you deploy over here in B2. I'm fairly sure on that, but John will hit us up in the comments there, I'm sure. But I'm fairly sure that's what it is.
Yeah.
I haven't... this is the one I haven't tested, though. So Sunday will be a baptism of fire there. Notably, lots of terrain blocking features in this map, which could hinder, you'd hope, let's say, an all-cavalry Nuln Empire shooting list. Shout out, Alistair. But they created this map, I believe. I don't think that's like the normal chance encounter map. So that is game 1. The second one is upon the Field of Glory, which is a baggage train based scenario. The 3 bonus points for destroying your opponent's baggage train, and then earn a bonus point for controlling a baggage train at the end of the game. This one, did we try this out? No, we didn't, because we didn't have... so I haven't tried this one out either, actually. I haven't played with baggage trains yet, but it seems like a fun little wrinkle in the game. You haven't played it either. What's your take on baggage trains?
I don't know. Yeah, be interested to try. It wasn't something I've done before in any game. I think to some people who are veterans of Warhammer, they've done it a lot, but yeah, never really played with a baggage train.
750 kill points to destroy it is pretty good. And a unit strength 5, no other limitation. That'd be a dragon. But the one that we have tested out, which a battle report will be coming out soon, I believe. This is what you and I played, drawn battle lines, which I really like this deployment, this little tweak on it with the short side and the long side, with 3 strategic locations in the middle. I think it really shapes the battlefield differently to a normal battlefield. The tweak that they have done for the scoring, so secondary objectives usually are 30 points per strategic location at the end of each turn. Instead, the Western Sydney Wargamers have done 1 battle point at the end of a battle round, which includes both my turn and your turn. So if you're in contact with one of them, you get 1 battle point. If you're in contact with 3 different units, then you get 3 battle points per turn, which is 750 points up for grabs at the end of both players' turns. So encompassing both turns, not 750 and 750 for each one, which I quite liked. I've played the 30 battle points version, and it doesn't feel very impactful, but this felt impactful.
As well.
A little feature down here, water features, which I haven't played with. I'm not sure if they haven't locked that in yet in the WhatsApp, but I'd love to play with some water. I think that's exciting. But that's essentially it. You can see the bonus point structure here, which leads, we've mentioned this before in a lot of our reviews of their packs, leans into objective scoring rather than kill points, but you still need kill points. But 1 battle point counts for 1 of these. So if you get 4 of them, that's killing 2 dragons, essentially, which is a big deal. But we should just, I suppose we'll move on to our tournament. Thank you to the Western Sydney Wargamers for putting in the legwork with their pack. But we've got our 12 lists here to review. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to, as we go, drop them into a little tier list of what we think, I suppose in order, in brackets of 4, 3 brackets of 4, where each list sits. So if you're in this list of lists, don't be offended, please. I think there's some very strong lists that are undeniably near the top, as no measure of the player that's bringing the list. But I might do this one because you're next, and then you can talk about this is Adam off the top, and then you can go through your list second. But we've got Adam Cesperez, who is a 2+ supporter, so thank you, Adam. And I have played him twice now, and he loves this list. He loves this Duke with the Heartwood Lance and the Virtue of the Knightly Temper. He's a beast, up to 8 attacks, strength. I think the Heartwood Lance, is that strength +3, AP3, possibly? I can't remember. But it makes him a beast, possibly, and hatred all enemies with the Knightly Temper. So he's done a lot of damage with this to me, and it's a very, very strong build. I would say this is Grand Army. He's got a Paladin BSB with no banner, but the Monster Slayer Killing Blow. A Damsel, level 2 battle magic. Damsels come built in with magic resistance -2, which is the key to this, I would think. 6 mounted Knights of the Realm, 20 Knights of the Realm on foot with the War Banner. Full command, and then something we're going to see a lot of, 36 men-at-arms with the Grail Monk, with the Blessed Triptych, which gives them stubborn and full command. Then 10 Peasant Bowmen, 14 Peasant Bowmen, 3 Pegasus Knights, 4 Pegasus Knights for 2 separate buses. Both times I've played him, he's played it differently, so but they do Generally, the BSB will go in one of these. Sometimes his Juke runs around separately. And a Field Trebuchet to wrap it up. So, we have Adam down here, this little Juke. We're doing this in tables 1 to 2, so 4 players here. Tables 3 to 4, which would be the people who finish, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th? Yeah, and then tables 5 and 6, which is 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Sorry, you saying? I missed what you said there.
I'd start him on 1 or 2. I've played against it as well, before he had the second unit of pegs. So, yeah, I would start him on 1 and 2, and then we'll see where we get to. But, yeah, 9 pegs.
Yeah.
I still think Bretonnian is good. Maybe not as unrivaled with some of the other stuff that could be out there anymore, but yeah, I still think they're really good.
Yeah, I've played him twice. I got smashed once, and he won the tournament. That was in the final table, essentially. Beat me to win the tournament. And then we played in the last Oldhammer, and I won that game with a lot of fleeing Pegasus Knights in my favour. But I would definitely put him in that. Tables 1 to 2. 9 pegs is a lot of pegs, and pegs are cooked.
And the core is good. Like, the Knights on foot that he likes to play are going to be better. Magic Res 2 and 36 men at arms with essentially 2 cracks at stubborn or a champ and then stubborn. It's going to be, it'd be interesting to see how the core Bretonnian stuff goes.
Yeah, so he also, so a lot of people at the moment, just going back to his list, a lot of people are trying to build these lists, these units. So I'm trying to do something like this with Black Orcs, for example, to have a 3-up save and a 5-up ward. And they get the 5-up ward innately. They go second, sure, but they have heavy armor, shield, and parry, giving them a 3-up save. Magic resist 2, and a 5-up ward save on these guys with static combat res of close order.
Great weapons if you want them.
Great weapons if you want them. Close order, banner, war banner, rank. So 5 definitely outnumber makes it 6 with a 3-up, 5-up. Even though they're toughness 3, like this is what this is people's ideal scoring unit. I have a similar build, which you'll see in my list, that are mounted, but this is pretty good for a scoring unit. And then the other one down here of 36 men at arms with stubborn, that you can munch through these guys. Like I think when I played against Mike, I killed 13 on the charge or something, and you can break them still if you can outnumber them. But that only brought them down to 23, so it's likely that 23 models, so I wasn't double numbering them, so they're likely going to fall back in order if they're within their leadership 9 general. Or they use stubborn, of course. So, yeah, I think...
First.
What was that, sorry?
He had those Knights on foot first.
Yeah. He's been running them a while. I don't think 1.5 brought them out of him. But, let's move on to this list, which is yours. Why don't you run us through
it? Yep. So, have a Necromancer on a Mortis Engine with a 5-up save. I've had people say Scepter de Neurot. Sounds North American. I imagine it's Noiro? De Noiro? I mean, so there's that. Spell familiar, so 5 spells. Trying to go for the leadership ones, I would imagine. Strigoi Ghoul King's a little touch for me. I sort of trying to run one of everything. So the Terrorgeist I wanted for the extra, like the Scream, but then decided, okay, well I like the Ghoul King, it's got hatred, which is incredible. He's also running the leadership test Invocation. That's what Dark Acolyte is, 4+ save stupidity. And then it is just like a lot of vanilla stuff just because I wanted to try everything. So Tomb Banshee, the BSB, the Crypt Ghouls, enough that I can run them in ranks if I want. The Grave Guard in the end I just went with great weapons instead of the shield or Drakenhof banner or anything. I feel like I'm in on the resurrection rather than the just tanking someone. I'd rather have strength 6, to be honest. We'll see how that goes. And then the bats for shenanigans, but mostly then ethereal things at the end. So I wanted to sort of just lean into people think VC are good, but I just think they're completely broken. And I think I've tried to add everything that I thought was broken. Even if it's just in small doses, it's not like all ethereal or all screams, or like some screams, some ethereal, some, BSB, leadership rerolls. So I've just tried to do everything in this list and just see what sticks.
Well, I wholeheartedly agree with you that vampire counts are broken as shit, and I think your list sucks. But I don't think it's as far as you can take it.
Yeah.
Which I suppose you can hold on to that. I think maybe you want more a Graveguard instead of something else to make sure, to guarantee they go nowhere. I think 21, if something goes wrong, you can lose them. I don't know. That's just how I feel. But I don't really like the chances of that happening. The other thing I think that might be going against you is that you have never played them before, with them before. So it might not be as easy as we all think. Where do you put yourself on this table?
I would expect, I'm playing this to try and break it, so 1 or 2. I think Wailing Dirge is gross. I just really do. The other things have become a bigger deal, but when we talk about lanterns or dragons, I think Wailing Dirge is still the best thing out there to try to beat them. So, yeah, we'll see. It'd be good if I have to eat my hat, but yeah, I would expect to do well with this list. It's been a long time coming. I've had the models for a long time, and I loved vampires when I played before, but I was a very competitive player in my youth, and I think that's part of why I loved them as well. They were nuts then, and I think they're nuts now. And it's taken us some time to be able to paint up an undead army for the channel. This is the first crack at it.
Yeah, I think undead are in a very bad place competitively. In the opposite way you'd think about that sentence. I think they're no fun to play against. And I can't see how they're that fun to play with because there doesn't seem to be that much risk. But that's enough from me whinging about undead. I think we'll leave you in that one spot for now and see where it ends up. But I think you and Adam starting off pretty strong for sure. And I think another one where we're starting at the top of this list of lists starts off very strong. Yeah. So this is Chris.
That's what it is.
Yeah, he's running Heralds of Darkness. He has the Chaos Lord with the Ogre Blade, Enchanting Aura on a Chaos Steed. He has an Exalted Champion who's a BSB with the Mark and Nurgle and a Great Weapon on a Chaos Dragon. So this is the change from 1.5. You could not... I think you can take a Chaos Lord on a dragon, but he's naked, he's got no items for 495 points, I think, maybe. This Exalted Champion dragon is tough 5, I think, and maybe 8 or 9 wounds instead of 10. So it is weaker, and I definitely think way more killable. It is still Mark of Nurgle, so re-rolling 6s, and he still has immense damage output. 2 times Favor of the Gods as well to make him a beast on top. It is impetuous. Impetuous, you can use the leadership of your general, so I suppose you're still getting leadership 9. That's failable. That'd be funny. But then he has Chaos Knights, 6 Marauder Horsemen, 5 Warhounds, 1 Dragon Ogre, and my least favorite thing in Warhammer. I think this is my least favorite thing in Warhammer. The Shartak, the single Shartak, the champion unto himself, just leading himself as a champion. It's so bizarre to me, but very, very efficient. And a Warpfire Dragon. Just going back to these buses, the Chaos Knights as well. Icon of Darkness, I think, is -1 from shooting. Brazen Collar, -2 MR. Brazen Collar, -2 MR. Warpfire Dragon has built-in MR1, I think. Maybe MR2, I forget. Definitely built in MR2. So a full-on list for sure. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, Double Dragon, but I just think having played dragons a fair bit, that the toughness 5, I felt like the Warp Fire Dragon was fair if it's the only dragon. So 2 is rough. There's 2 saves on the Exalted Champ, but toughness 5, I don't know. Like it just will be, yeah, we'll see. The power level's gone up. Interestingly, making it a battle standard bearer, that's a interesting touch I haven't seen. Um, are there enough models? There's not a lot of flexibility, but the power is going to be pretty full on. Like, I don't, Chaos Lord with Ogre Blade is still great. Like, Enchanting Aura,
Striking
you can get it in the
first.
side or something. Yeah, if it runs around by itself, then you've got the 360 and you can get that Enchanting Aura wherever you like. So, yeah, I think it'll hit like a truck, but I would just leave that sliver of the door or the crack open in the door that I do feel like dragons are killable in this format when they weren't before. So a toughness 5/1 and a warp fire are like above average units, but they're still, I think, worth going after when some of these dragons just weren't worth it before.
He also has no magic. He has a lot of magic defense, but he doesn't. It's very rare to see a Chaos list without a Sorcerer Lord on a horse in a group of Chaos Knights, especially when he's running. I am reading that right. I'm not missing something. Chaos Lord, Champ, yeah, and then on to units.
This dragon has level 1. Maybe that's to dispel more than once, like so you're not just stuck with one faded.
Yeah,
Chris will comment, I imagine, but yeah, I think it's
yeah.
a nice touch, and I think we're going to see more like this. I think you and I hope to put a video together soon. Magic is in decline, like massively. Like the returns for the amount of points that you're paying, a lot of the time, I don't think it can win you games anymore on its own very often.
The interesting part, though, for me, is that where magic is powerful still is buffs, because you're not taking into account magic resistance, and that's where the Chaos
Yeah,
Sorcerer comes into his own, with Demonology buffing up a unit of Chaos Knights. We've seen that through Pash, I think, who kind of championed that in Esport 2. But so that kind of skirts around the whole magic resistance thing, but essentially this is a double dragon list with 2 units of Chaos Knights that got countercharged for free in 1.5. So strong list for sure. Where do you think? Are you whacking him up here, or do we put him 3 to 4 for now, or 1 to 2 for double dragon?
I put it in 1 and 2 because I think that we can start to sort of look at why something might move down, but I would expect if this is the first unit we looked at, we would have put it in 1 and 2.
Yeah, I agree. It does get more interesting from here on out, I would say, because we're moving on to Dave Robinson, who is a long-time Orcs and Goblins player. He's been a friend of the pod. We interviewed him with his Australian army. He has a list that, what is it, Highlander, is that what it's called? One of everything. It's pretty great, I'm not going to lie. Let's run through it. Black Orc Warboss on a Warboar with the choppiest chopper, so that's AP3, strength +1, I think. Charm Shield and Trollhide Trousers, so toughness 5, 2 saves and a 1-off triple save. Night Goblin on a giant cave squib, which with Walloper's 1-hit wonder, which is I'm thinking I'm getting one of these printed soon because it's such a fun piece. Armor of Mork is heavy armor with magic resist 2. Charm Shield on him. Night Goblin Odd Knob with Waaagh magic. Idol of Mork, I think that's the dispel one. I want to say that's the extra 3-inch dispel range and reroll dispels. Otherwise, it's that for casting. And then we go into his units. Sorry, we don't. At level 3 with the Idol of Gork, which is the other one, which is extra 3-inch range to casting and rerolling a casting range, a casting spell. Then we've got 15 Black Orcs with mixture of great weapons and shields, because Motley Crew is cooked. 31 Night Goblins with 3 Fanatics. 27 Orc Mobs with the free Warbow and full command. 8 Squig Hoppers, 6 Boar Boys, a Boar Boy Chariot, a Doom Diver, a Giant, and a Mangler Squig. it is one of everything. There's not many more one-ofs you can fit in this list, so it's going to look fantastic. And we should go back, sorry, just quickly. Chris's army, even though it is very strong, it is going to look fantastic. We've seen it in the Discord, so that'll soften the blow there. But Dave has painted his army fantastically, and a bird's eye view of his army will look fantastic. What do you think of the power level, though? Where does it sit with all of that? So he has no Wyvern.
Have to start at 6, but Dave has a history of punching above his weight. I think, yes, I got to smash him once, but that's about it. He rarely gets to, he usually is winning. He's won at our events pretty well. He's won at Oldhammer, gone 3-0 there. So, yeah, having now yourself playing Orcs and Goblins, Paddy, you see there's a lot of randomness, but there's a lot of it's a very fun army that can do a lot too. It could just get away. Having that many units, when you look at the power level of the other armies, there's not a lot of units. So maybe he just gangs up his core, gets to play 2 level 3s. Noticed that I didn't think Magic was much good, but there's just so much in the army that I wouldn't be surprised if he still won a lot of games.
Yeah, Dave's always incredibly hard to rank in these formats because, as he said, he always finds his way to the top half at least of these tournaments. I'm just looking at his casters because he has. So the Orc Boys, I bought 30 Orc Boys when 1.5 came out because I think they're genuinely very good. They're very cheap. They're the Orc peasants. Toughness 4. Interestingly, I presume his Orc Weird Knob is going in there for the +1 to cast, which is great. But running Waaagh Magic, which is an offensive, feels like an offensive law. Battle Magic just feels like the pick there to give them a ward save, but at the same time, there's 30 of them. So toughness 4.
Yep.
30
toughness 4.
Yeah, goes a long way. So I guess we'll leave Dave there for now. Tables 5 to 6, but he might be subject to change, I reckon.
Yeah.
Do you want to run through Dave Spear's list?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, fantastic. Cecil, Gaston, just great. If you don't know, the special character, great model, ridiculous, pretty much personifies the type of Bretonnia that you'd like to see played out there, having a crack. He's got, no defense, but he's got Monster Slayer or something on his sword. So his reputation is way above. I don't even know what Dave's going to do with him. Does he put him in a unit? Let's see. So he's got the Exiles. So Dave usually plays a Grand Army. He's built in the Baron. That's a pretty good Baron. Outcast Wizard. So we've just updated that, which is great. Flamestrike Wand. Because it was a typo earlier on. So that's a pretty good wizard as well. I like it. Ken Blast, which he's focused on, which is good. They have that funky thing, though, where they can miscast a bit more often. The Paladin Morningstar. Okay. Maybe he's got a model with a Morningstar. So I guess why would not? When you get a free Battle Standard Bearer, it's very hard not to take them.
Yeah.
A second Outcast Wizard with the prayer icon. I don't know what the prayer icon does. To tell you the truth, I'd have to look that up. It's
great. It's such a great. It's such a Bretonnian old world item. 1 second, because it is 25 points. The bearer of the icon increases their dispel range by 3 inches. Additionally, when attempting to dispel a hex spell only, the bearer of the prayer icon gains +1 modifier to dispel.
So, there you go. So there's just Sergeant Arms Iron Spike Shield is good. It's essentially like a glove slap character there. I guess you have to look at the units and see where they're all going to go. So 14 Knights of the Realm on foot. So yeah, maybe Cecil ends up there.
Yeah.
He's got the Sergeant. I imagine that goes with the Yeoman Guard. which is, this tank unit that costs nothing but has infinite bodies, and a lot of rares. So Yeoman will have like the Blaster Outcast Wizard in it, I would imagine, to reserve move and shoot. Um, Three pegs with the character, 14 bowmen, 5 squires, which he was running me around by the nose, 2 bombards. I think he has some, brigands. So what
Yeah.
he gave them
Ambushing
blunderbusses.
brigands.
So there you
Someone's
go.
been watching 2
Ambushing, eh, Paddy?
Plus.
Someone's been watching a video. Yeah. No, I think it's a great army. Like, what are you going to do? Um, 5-6 at this stage, maybe 3-4 with that Baron, but maybe 3-4 because of like the vestigial power of Exiles. But he's toned it down. Like, you got to admit, you would want to play against this. It's a lot of fun.
I feel like it's 5-6. I can't get
All right.
past Cecil.
I don't know. What
Cecil.
if he's good?
What if he's good? What if he's initiative 5
Everything
4
else is
attacks?
good.
Yeah. All right. Let's leave him there and see what
It
happens.
can't be
I think
good.
if it comes down to Dave v Cecil, so Dave v Dave, a Dave off, I think that would be an incredible game.
Oof.
Like I think these two are close.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I think it would be good. Agreed. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Silver Dave can stay there for now. Moving on to Jeff, who is of Pandemwargaming fame. What's up, Jeff? I've never played against Chaos Dwarfs.
Ooh.
So I feel like my time is up. I said that last time, but I don't know what a lot of these things do. Do you want to go through this again?
Played against Jeff a few times. I mean, incredibly, Jeff has cycled through all of the different Chaos Dwarf builds, so that you could go back through the channel if if you don't know Jeff. But there's battle reports. I've played Lizardmen against Jeff. I've played Beastmen against Jeff. I've played High Elves against Jeff, and each of the Chaos Dwarfs, for such a roster or list that people think doesn't have a lot to it, Jeff has really mined it, so to speak, for everything. So I don't know if he's played the Bale Taurus before. So Monstrous Mount, Black Hammer of Hashir I'd have to look up, but I think it's just a smashy weapon. I don't think it does anything except make you more of an amazing combat character. So for 380 points, it's pretty good. You're getting sort of halfway between a Griffin and a Dragon, and a ward and some buffs as a 3+ save. Then the Seneschal, so the Overseer Sigil is good in the sense that you can, I think, give the levies the leadership test. So normally people take the Lamasu's beard automatically because it's amazing. So kudos to Jeff for taking something different. I think it means his hobgoblins can benefit from the leadership of the Seneschal, which will be at least 9, probably 10. So then I think you go down the list. I noticed there's a lot of hobgoblin, a lot of green skin action. So you've got the 2 Khans already. So pretty basic. On foot as well. That level 2 dark magic, which is a bit of roll of the dice. And then 46 hobgoblin cutthroats. So, yeah. Short bows, 155 points. So if they can use that leadership, where are they going? Probably nowhere. They're falling back.
So what's the combo? So short bows only get you so far. It doesn't matter if you have 46 of them. Obviously, the leadership you pointed out.
No.
What else? It can't just be 46 short bows. Can it?
I don't know. Maybe it is.
All
I
right.
don't think they do anything. They're not the ones that come in. Maybe we'll be corrected.
No, they're not.
They're not the ones
These are
that
the
come
ones.
in from the back. Sneaky
No, they're
kids.
sneaky kids. Yeah,
Yeah, he's got sneaky kids. So sneaky kids are good.
I agree. Infernal Ironsworn
So
are
8
the
Infernal Ironsworn. Yeah, they're the good ones. They're like your better Chaos Dwarfs. So they've got the 3+. Well, I mean, maybe 3+ if he wants it could use great weapons, but Lamasu's beard's ridiculous. Like Magic Res 2 and a ward and gives all the units around them magic res and a ward against shooting, I believe. I like the rocket launcher. Like people talk about is the magma cannon, but that's that's the one that takes away Swift Stride, I believe. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
This one.
No, that's
No, you're right.
Earthshaker cannon. Yeah.
Yeah. This one isn't the Swift Stride one. I don't
No,
think.
okay. So maybe he hasn't played the rocket launcher before, so he's beating Mike to the punch. Mike's dream to play rockets. Jeff's gazumping him.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I think what you'll see is this block of hobgoblins. You've still got the wolf riders, but the Khans, I believe, you have are on foot. So they're going to strap in with behind Lamasu's beard, and then you've got the shooting. The war machines are quite good. Like Iron Demon is not. I don't think it's good as a Hellblaster, but as a chariot, it's unreal. So yeah, he's tanked me in the middle just by steam coming through the middle with Iron Demon before. But I think it'd be great to see it, like the hobgoblins on the table. I'm looking forward to him painting it up.
Here they are. Using your Chaos Dwarf knowledge, are they better or are they? I feel like are they?
I maybe would go 5/6 at the moment, just because I know they might come up as well. I would lean 5/6 if you lean 3/4. I'd have to see what else comes up.
All right, let's leave him there.
And but I mean, this is all very close. Yeah.
Yes, I think we're going to find that. Like, I think there are 3 runaways, not runaways, but 3, and then tables 5 to 6 are very close to tables 3 to 4. I think we're going to struggle from here on out, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
So we might revise at the end. This is Josh, who is another paid subscriber. He usually runs Royal Clan. Is that what it's called? Not Expeditionary Force. He usually runs Dwarfs.
Yeah.
But he has changed it up to Heralds of Darkness this time round. He has a Chaos Lord on a Manticore with 3 favors of the gods and a lance. Undivided. Yep. He has an Aspiring Champion on a Steed with Enchanting Aura. He has, this is where it gets fun, 10 Chaos Knights, undivided, Brazen Collar. 10 Chaos Knights, undivided, Brazen Collar. 5 Marauder Horsemen with Javelins and Shields. 10 Chosen Chaos Knights. Mark of Khorne, my man. Taking me back to 18 months ago, I was hell-bent on Chosen Knights Khorne. MR2, Brazen Collars. That's 3 Brazen Collars. Rounding off perfectly with old Mr. Efficiency himself, 2 times gigantic spawns of chaos. I presume they're Nurgle. Maybe that didn't come through. They're 100.
Yeah, I thought the list he submitted said Nurgle. I mean, that's the points cost.
Nurgle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah, I don't know why that
this
hasn't
to
come
fit
up.
it.
It should be Nurgle.
I just squashed it to fit it, so maybe I got rid of the Nurgle, but I'm fairly confident it was Nurgle. Everyone knows about the gigantic spawn of Nurgle. 170 points is outrageous, but 30 knights, including 10 Chosen of Khorne. What's your vibes?
I played Khorne Chosen, Paddy, at a tournament, and I was underwhelmed. Luckily, I won the game anyway, but they were not the unit I wanted them to be, even though, yes, in terms of style, 10 out of 10 Warhammer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, look, this is what I mean about being close. Like, I do not think that sort of list is a cakewalk. Like, I think it's tough, but I'd have a hard time. Like, this is where, I'd start saying, okay, like, could Dave R smash it? Absolutely. Like, could it just roll through Adam's Bretonnian list? Absolutely. Like, I don't know. And so, I would probably put it in 3/4 because I think Chris's with the dragons give it a bit of an edge. The Manticore's awesome, a lot of fun, but it's not the same as a dragon. So I'd probably go 3/4 at the moment. I think there is a lot of power though with the 2 Nurgle spawns. I think, it's making up elsewhere with all those knights. They're going to get across the table pretty quickly. You're going to have to try to kill them, and that's not going to be easy.
There's a lot to deal with there. They're not units of 5 knights either. They're units of 10. So in order to, he's just going to move 30 knights up 14 inches if he goes first. And just be like, kill him, man. I did try and kill him. They've got 3 up or 2 up save. The Chosen have a 6 up ward. Again, no magic. Was there magic? I don't think there was. Champion?
What?
Chaos Lord. No, so Chaos just going for blood and glory, which is fantastic. But yeah, I think that game's over in 4 turns, no matter who he's playing against, because he's sending him straight into the mouth of Double Dragon if that's what he's playing against. I like it there. I think it might be there. But anyway, as you said,
I'd probably put it in front of Dave. Yeah.
So that's Josh. On to Michael Bastow, our third of 3 Bretonnians, and this is the peasant man himself, Michael Bastow, Oracle of the pod father, godfather of the pod, and the peasant man. That's what I'm going to call him from now on. I have played against Mike's new commission painted Bretonnia, and it looks awesome. So much like a lot of the people, to be honest, who are coming to this event, put a lot of effort into their hobby, which goes a long way. This will be Mike's second time playing Bretonnia. He's only played the 1 game against me, I think, and he did very well. He tabled me. But he is running a Juke with the virtue of heroism, which is the killing blow, bedazzling helm, 2 up save, -1 to hit, I think. Gauntlet of the Jewel, so you can't refuse a challenge. Syrian's Locket is no multi-wound. Stock standard, you'd say, with a lance. It's very, very good. Paladin with the Grail Vow. If I forget what that one is. Virtue of the Ideal, I forget what that is. War Banner, Royal Peg. Grummel, great. More res.
As long as it runs by itself. Yeah.
Yeah. And then... He's not done that. It was the Ideal. Hold on one sec. Virtue. Was this the thing that he ran against me? Which is
maybe
the
that's
weapon skill stuff.
Yeah. One, yeah.
It's the +1 weapon skill, +1 initiative, +1 attacks. So I actually thought this was really good.
Okay.
Because I've found that the Paladin or the BSB can just whiff, but when he's hitting on 3s more likely than 4s, and he's got an extra attack, and he strikes first, I think he does really well. Because he just runs in and challenges something, kills it, and then goes in, challenges something, kills it, and then kills your character in base contact. That's what he would be trying to do. But it's really good. Prophet Test, level 4. First level 4?
Niche. It's niche now.
Yeah. Battle Magic, Sacrament of the Lady, Prayer Icon of Quenelle, which is that same thing I spoke about before. Yeah. Sacrament of the Lady, Dave had as well. That is the 1 single use, 30 plus single use.
+2 once one off.
Yeah. MR2 built into a prophetess, I presume, because Bretonnia. 36 men at arms.
Yeah.
Full command. 6 Knights of the Realm full command. 6 Knights of the Realm full command. 2 units of 30 with stakes and full command. 9 mounted yeomen and a trebuchet. So that is 36, 96, 105 peasants in one army. God bless the king of the peasants, Michael Bastow. What do you think? This is a lot of peasants. No pegs.
Well, yeah, just the character. No peg knights, yeah.
Yes, no peg knights.
I still feel 5-6, surely, with that many peasants. Like, surely. So, if he goes 2-1 or 3-0, the infantry is back, for sure.
Definitely.
I love the character setups. I mean, he's getting the armor save on the pegs, maximizing them, and I love that Virtue of Heroism tank type character. So anything could happen, but yeah, I don't know. I fully expect to look over and just see him overwhelming people with 30 peasant bowmen.
Oh, God. I mean, as I said, it's going to look amazing on the table, without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, that's the theme, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The theme here is so far that, like, most of the armies look incredible.
Yeah, in terms of the bird's eye view of what an army looks like, I think a lot of these are ticking a lot of boxes. Lots of cav in some, sure, but I think they're still good. All right, moving on to Paddy Gallagher. Inaugural number 1 ranked Australian Warhammer the Old World player. She's a very good player. She plays Wood Elves a lot. And she generally does very well in tournaments. She is running Orion. This is a Wild Hunt list. A Glade Lord on a Dragon with Netlings, which is -1 in a challenge. Aspect of the Boar, which is D3 impact hits. And Armorbane 1, I think, or maybe that's the cat, can't remember. Armor of Mediocre Iron, 5-up save always when not using the dragons, 4+. Charmed Shield for a 5-up ward 1 time. And then Crown of Antlers, again, is impact hits. I think that one is Antlers. Crown of Antlers, Wood Elf Realms, that's the D3 impact hits that have AP2 and Armorbane 1 on the character, always. And then Aspect of the Boar. Because this is a fun little thing. It gets impact hits 1 and increases its AP of its weapons by 1. So its great weapon is AP3, Armorbane 2. But it also has D3 +1 impact hits, so if it is charging into a unit that is challenging, then she gets to have the impact hits count for res. So you could get up to 4 combat res outside of the challenge, which is good now that stomps likely won't happen against the champion. 7 Glade Riders with True Flight Arrows, which I love. Spirit of Kurnos for Furious Charge. Full command, Eternal Queen is +1 combat res when near a wood. 7 Wild Riders with the Banner of the Wild Hunt, which is +1 combat res, re-roll, pursue, I think, rolls. 6 Wild Riders with War Banner. 5 Sisters of the Thorn with the Blades of the Endless Flame, which is incredible. And I'm just going to look it up again because it is like you will never see this taken, and I'd love to know why, apart from the fact that it's cool. 25 points for an extra attack, flaming attacks, magical attacks, AP1 on a Sister of the Thorn champion. Maybe to deal with your pesky little ethereal dudes, but also give Cecil a 3+1
Flight arrows
save.
magical?
Nah, quick shot and something else. Moonfire arrows are the magical ones. Then she's got 10 War Dancers, full command, Rampaging Banner to re-roll your charge. Throwing Spear's fun, because then the ones that go to the back rank still get to attack if you charge. So a very aggressive list, as you would imagine from the Wild Hunt. Orion's Horn giving the War Dancers Frenzy also would mean if they take the extra attack, they have 4 attacks. Strength 3, no AP. But still fun nonetheless. I really think this... I think this is a fun list, and I think it does a lot for Wood Elves not to be hated anymore, despite it being a dragon. People don't quite take it seriously enough. It still hits really hard. And knowing that Paddy's a really good player, I'd put her in tables 3 and 4. What do you think?
Yep. So would I. I think, yeah. I mean, if someone else turned up with it, I'd probably still put it 3 and 4 because it has a dragon. And the dragon looks good, looks powerful. Orion, I don't know, should be. I like it when characters like Orion are the second most powerful thing. Like if it was the first, it's drawing all the cannonballs. That's a bigger deal. It's as brittle as hell, that army, but it's just the sort of field. Like surprisingly, there's not a lot of shooting here, which is interesting given the lay of the land in Warhammer at the moment. Like that would probably be the worst thing for it, and there's not a lot of it. So I don't know how it'd be interesting. Surely Paddy runs into one of these other cavalry armies, and that's just going to be a bloodbath. Like it could be over in an hour. So we'll see. I would go 3 and 4.
I reckon all the action happens with her list. on turn 2. And by turn 4, it's most likely over. So that's going to be a lot of fun. On to me, the other Paddy. So I've been running Nomadic Waaagh, and that's what I'm bringing here. I am running an Orc Warboss, not a Black Orc Warboss, on a Wyvern with a 5-up regen, 5-up ward, and 5-up armor, so triple 5-up. An Orc Warboss on a Warboar with the glowy green amulet. Kicknick, Orc Weird Boy level 2 on a Warboar with Lore Familiar and Battle Magic. A Goblin Odd Nob level 3 on a Wolf with Staff of Badoom and the Ruby Ring, running Waaagh Magic, and then 12 Orc Boar Boy Biggins with Heavy Armor Shields, Cav Spears, Banner of Butchery, which gives them +1 strength on the charge, and then 15 Goblin Wolf Riders with Cav Spears, Light Armor, Reserve Move, Ambushes, Close Order, the big red rackety flag with full command, 2 Black Orc Chariots, 1 with the Standard Bearer, and 1 Giant. I like this. I think this list is really fun, but once you get to the top end, I think you see its limitation. I would also really want a BSB in either the Wolves or the Boar Boys. So I don't think this is as strong as Nomadic Waaagh gets. These pieces are fun, the Chariots and Giant, and kind of create a distraction from the 2 blocks, even though one will likely be ambushing, but also just gives a bit of time for my Warboss to not get cornered. He also allows me, the Orc Warboss allows me to take 12 boars, or the Boar Boys, in core, 1 unit of in core, which I think is extremely important for 1.5 scoring purposes. I've only played this list once, and it was against you. What did you think about it?
Yeah, I liked it. I probably would put it. Probably 5 and 6 though, Paddy. Like looking at the power levels of the other armies, whether that's squeezing one of them up. Yeah, I just like there's a lot of cav, but they have things like 2 spawns or 2 dragons, and like you've got proxies for those things, but I don't know if it's the same level of power. So. That's what it's going to be more maneuver for you, whereas they're probably going to be on the send.
I'll take it. I think I'm 3-4, but I will gladly. I'll put myself down there, just so I can be. I can turn it round on you later. But
I just want to say that yes, table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wasn't my preferred construction. I feel like now.
Don't back away now. Don't back away now. Yeah.
No, I would put it down there.
I think it definitely has limitations, especially when things like dragons and pegs are involved. So I'm not feeling too confident. I would be very happy with 2-1, but I think 1-2 is still probably more likely. So I guess that puts me on table 5 to 6. But yeah, I think there'll be times. I think there's lists that it matches up very poorly with. It can break through though. I feel it. But let's move on to the one Grand Cathay list.
Yeah, you just have to work harder.
Yes, I agree. But Paul is bringing Grand Cathay. This will be the first time we will both see it on the tabletop. Do you want to run us through his list?
Paul will admit this, but this is about as good as it gets in terms of weak Cathay lists. I mean, I don't think we talk enough about how expensive it is, like, for people to even run this. So well played to Paul. I think it's exciting for everyone to see not just this list, but the models, which I think universally are really well liked. So he has a magistrate in the lantern, and then he has 2 gate masters, I believe. Like one is sort of a lord-like character, and another one is sort of a BSB. So they come with some nice weapons and stuff, but nothing grotesque. Like they're just going to hit hard. Has he given 2 shields? Or is it just like a 3 shields? Does this game have 3 shields?
Shield of Nan Cow and a shield. Back. Nan Cow.
Look, maybe Cathay can take 3 shields. I don't know. It could be a thing that they can do. But yeah, the characters like are nowhere near egregious. He has the plague of he has the plague of rust bound on the and a five
Yeah,
plus
on
ward
the
on the hero, so that makes his lantern a bit better. And I think he was saying even on the lantern he hasn't taken the brutal. I thought he has. It says
he
hail
has.
guns and
Yeah,
dragonfire bombs. But
he hasn't
like, I mean,
taken
it's
the.
one lantern.
Yeah,
One's okay.
yeah. We'll see. The iron ale guns are not the
We'll
strongest ones,
see.
I don't think, but
Look.
the dragon fire bombs are cooked, I believe.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
But it's there's
Yeah, well, if you roll high on their stuff, they do like multiple templates or something. Yeah, so there's three blocks of 20 Jade Warriors, and I know core is uninteresting for Cathay in general, but you're not going to be terrified of three blocks of 20 Jade Warriors. And then just two cannons beneath that. So, oh, sorry, the Jade Lancers as well. But again, like it's the special sorts of things that Cathay can do that worry you the most, and the double Grand Cannon is a bit of a concern. Like it could take four shots on the first turn, but um, or you could. That's about it. Like really, I feel like this is about as tame as Cathay's ever going to be. So a good introduction for a lot of people to the army.
yeah. I think he's said, which is totally understandable, and a point we made that he's limited in what's painted and what's available and what is put together. People have only had these models for 6
Yeah.
weeks or something, realistically. So I don't expect that it's going to be painted to as like at any standard. To be honest, I'd be surprised if they're undercoated, which to me is fine. I'm really keen to see them on the table, and I think 60 infantry Jade Warriors, painted or not, will still kind of look fun. Where do you think he'll end up? They're still Cathay. It's still a balloon, the dreaded balloon.
Yeah, I still think five or six. I think it's just, I don't know. Like you can score with the core, but what else do they do? You got two cannons and a lantern. And then a bunch of sort of like average units. So in the field, I just think the power isn't there yet. Once maybe there's an extra lantern or something else going on, but I mean, that's war machines and some blocks of troops. It's the lantern's going to have to do a lot of work. So yeah, we'll see. But I would say five, six. I think it's pretty fair compared to some of the other lists that are very hard.
Yeah, the thing maybe
So
we're
I'd
not
probably put
considering.
Mike up for me out of those.
I feel like what we're not considering maybe is the objective scoring. We might be still pre 1.5 because some of these lists are geared towards scoring, like Mike's list, like even the 3 units of Jade Warriors and a unit of Jade Lancers is geared towards scoring. So, and the Lantern's just not going to die. And the 2 cannons could, on turn 1, kill your Mortis engine. Who knows? But,
Well,
yeah, I don't know.
you could put it behind a house and whaling dirge the balloon and it's all
Well,
over, but
that's the classic response of an undead player. Well, probably not, because nothing in my army ever dies.
lucky there's tools. Some armies, gonna have like there's with the lack of shooting, I think the balloon some people are gonna be like, oh my god, this balloon. And like, yeah. Like if you're playing one of those cav armies, it's gonna be very hard to catch.
Yeah, I plan to ignore it if I play against it. Because the whole disengage thing and reserve move and fly 8 and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
And let me be clear, like Wailing Dirge is just mad. Like what the hell? It's just a cheat code for these types of things, like jump out, have a crack. I mean, we won't get it in one go, but at least having that answer is just ludicrous. So
Yeah. I think we're going to do an episode soon on competitive Warhammer. And at the forefront for me is Undead and how it can possibly be considered that the best players in the world, don't take this to offense anyone, all play Undead. How is that a thing? Anyway, we'll get into that another time. Okay, guys, I had to redo the recording of this last section of it. We were down to our last list. which is in front of us here, but Alex's connection was so bad that he ended up being out of sync. So I'm just going to finish off the last list, which is Pete, who's affectionately known as the nicest guy in Sydney Warhammer. Pete's a great guy. I have played against him twice in a couple tournaments. Loves his Lizardmen, has been running them since the start, hasn't run another army, and always manages to bring something different, although there's always the mainstays, of course, which we'll get to in a second. But this time round, Pete is running 3 skink priests, which is thanks to the Renegade pack. You're only allowed without the Renegade pack to take 0 to 1 per 1,000 points. So he has level 1 on an Ancient Steg with a 5-up ward and magic resistance. I think the Glyph Necklace is. Illusion on that one, Engine of the Gods, so Fireball and probably -1 to hit, you'd think. Don't know. Pete can let us know. Another Skink Priest, a level 2 this time on an Ancient Steg with the Arcane Familiar, which I think he might have made an error there talking to him in between records, and he's going to replace that for 3 more skinks. Well, they are stinks, aren't they? 3 more skinks, which everyone will be absolutely thrilled about, I'm sure. But that's got a Talisman of Protection and is running Illusion again. And so is the next one, which is another level 2. That one appears to just be on foot, Lore Familiar. So maybe trying, and a Power Scroll, maybe a tactical Miasmic Mirage or Crystal Column firing off there, because that's an interesting little flex piece. So, something just scooting around. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what he's doing with that one. But 3 Skink Priests leading the way. 2 blocks of 16 Saurus Warriors with the Obsidian Lodestones each. He hasn't paid for the spears this time around. So they're just absolutely, hopefully for him, immovable bricks with their new parry ability, giving them a 3-up save. Glittering Robe, I suppose, yeah, you can cast that on other... It's not cast self. So maybe he's just making that both of those units. Just checking that now. -1 to hit. They have weapon skill 3, I think. Oh no, it is cast self. Okay, I was wrong. But they nonetheless are toughness 4 with a 3-up save. 16 of them, 2 attacks in the front rank, and an extra row now in the back rank with magic resist to 1. So intention there to be scoring pieces, you'd imagine. For me personally, I would prefer to, like, as an opponent, I would less like to see a brick of 25 Saurus Warriors rather than 2 bricks of 16. But he's the Lizardmen player and he's good at it too, so I'm sure he's got his reasons there. These skinks getting upgraded to 15 each, so 2 of them with Vanguard, although Poison has taken a hit. Pete has been talking up parry on skinks, so I will be happy to see it, but they do have light armor and shield and parry, so in combat, a 4-up save, which is nothing to sneeze at. So the annoying little skinks, still very annoying. And then he's rounding it off with 2 Bastillodons, which I love. They have the solar engine. When it's hard to get off, I think it's bound 3. I'll look it up right now. Bound 3, cast at a 9. Solar engine is, cast on a 9. Bound 2, so you need a 7. But 3d3 strength 5 hits AP2 is pretty nice, and he's torn apart in a unit of, I think it was 6 or 7 Wild Riders with 1 go. It couldn't have been 7 because you can only get 6. Oh, no, you can get 9. I think he did do 7. So I've seen it do some damage, and it's also bloody awesome to see Bastillodon firing a giant laser. I would have loved to get Alex's take on this in this video because he's the Lizardmen player. I've played against Lizardmen a lot, but Alex has kind of, although he loves Lizardmen still, has fully dropped off them competitively. He thinks they're pretty undertuned still with the Renegade pack just for their lack of hammers. Quite a reliance here on fireballs and laser beams to do damage, that it does work, and toughness 6 is a defense, but it does only get you so far against the top meta. So Alex, we did do this during the video, but this is how our tier list ended up. And Alex put Pete down in table 5 and 6 with me, might I add, and Cathay. this is where we shuffled things around because we only had 3 at the top. We put Paddy in that top tier. Yes, she's running Orion's Hunt, but she has a dragon and she's very good. Generally, she's one of the players I would consider to be considered a good player because she performs well with multiple different lists. And the other 3 in this top tier to me are undoubtedly there. I think so the double dragon, for relevance sake, I'd probably put it like this with undead, 9 pegs, double dragon, chaos despite having no caster. I really think the rest of us, the 8 to 9, are pretty evenly matched. And Alex and I were talking about this, where going 0 to 3 in this list of players is entirely possible. I think all these lists can win. I don't think all these lists can win against these 3. But I think there can be upsets to be had here. So I think it's going to be a very, very tight tournament. I'm not feeling very confident. I don't think I'm going to get in this top bracket. I'd hope I'd get into here, but I'm having mixed results with my Orcs, still learning the way there. But that's how we ended up with this tier list. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Don't take offense if you're coming to this tournament or if you love any of these armies, but please let us know what you think. Where did we go wrong? Where did we go right? I also have here the pairings. So these were randomized. I hadn't seen these until Alex's record stuffed up. So I do know what they're like now, but still the hype train is still running hot. And here they are. So Alex running his vampire counts into Paul's Cathay. Mike with his peasant Bretonnia list running into the double dragon no caster Heralds of Darkness. Pete's Lizardmen running into the 30 Chaos Knight Heralds of Darkness with 2 gigantic spawns. My Nomadic Waaagh against David Spears' Cecil-led Bretonnian Exiles. Jeff Hansen's Chaos Dwarves against Adam's 9-peg Bretonnia. And then Dave Robertson against his Orc and Goblins running up against Paddy Gallagher's Wood Elf Realms list, which is a wild hunt list with the dragon. So I think there's some spicy matchups there for sure. I guess I'll start with me. I think we're extremely evenly matched. I think this is a coin toss. Always like to play Bretonnia when there's not 9 pegs. No offense, Adam. But I can stomach 4, but above that it gets a bit wild, and Dave's got some really interesting things in that list, including Cecil, which I think is awesome. The highlight of the first round is probably this one for me. Orcs and Goblins are wild as hell. The Wild Hunt list will be straight in their face. I also am very much looking forward to the Laser Lizards v. the Heralds of Darkness. A lot of magic resist from memory in this Heralds of Darkness list, so it could be tough for the bounce spells, but we'll see what happens there. Let us know what you guys think. These are some pretty spicy pairings, I reckon, and should set up for a very fun tournament. And I think 2 days now away from time of recording this, 3 days away. So pumped as all hell. Thank you all for watching this one. To the guys that are coming, thank you for coming. Looking forward to it. For those that aren't, thanks for watching along. If you're interested in supporting the channel, jump in our Discord, our Patreon, follow us on Spotify, leave us a comment, subscribe on YouTube if you haven't. The details to everything you need are in the description of this video. And I will see you, hopefully, with Alex with a new microphone in the next 2+ chat. Thanks so much, guys.